Let's get started. I'm very happy to announce that we have these network products from Reyee/Reyee. I will explain later why those two names. But I think those network products that we have at the moment are the best one we ever had. Okay, well, later on we'll explain why. So everybody, again, welcome to this webinar. My name is Ferdi. I'm doing the support of North Europe and all the other countries that can speak English. Okay, we're going to talk about the corporate profile, cloud and technologies, portfolio, and at the end we will give a demo. Corporate profile, okay, almost 60 branches in 14 countries. Okay, 7 centers and 2 operational centers. Okay, the business are covering plus 50 countries and regions. They have more than 10,000 partners, more than 6,000 employees. Nice numbers. That means having a good business, right? So let's continue. So they have some recognition in the Gartner Magic Quadrant wired and wireless infrastructure. It's an organization that rates and tests products. Later on you can Google this and read it for yourself. First time I saw it, I didn't know either, so I need to read it as well. But anyhow, the top 3 enterprise networks devices manufacturers in China. In here you can see where they're at, right? You see, you have the highest ranking, and then you go lower. But in China, these are in the top 3, right? Okay. For the wireless network devices, they're at the top 2, and number 1 with Wi-Fi 6. And the first ranking in IT infrastructure management, maintenance and deployment. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Reyee and Reyee. Okay. So Reyee started their company or their businesses in the year 2000. Okay, a brand for the enterprise market. What they do is they make and sell switches, routers, access points, and data center controllers. Okay, scalability and performance is their main goal, and they have also free cloud access. Okay, so the main devices that we are selling is more for the small businesses and SOHO market. So they launched the brand name Reyee. They launched this brand name in 2014, the sub-brand for the small business and SOHO. They have the devices, routers, switches, and wireless, domestics, and their purpose, simplify configuration. We're gonna show that later on. And again, free cloud access. So, at the moment, they have more than 200,000 users on the cloud platform. It's very stable. They have more than 70,000 projects going on this platform. Later on, I will show what it means to have a project in your application. Completed with Boom. Boom is a project builder. Next, the projects with SON technology that are more than 35,000. Then the troubleshooting remotely has been done more than 13,000 times. Cloud and technologies. Okay. Again, the platform is free. No limits or license fee. Multi-site and product for each installation. Multi-tenant. Share or send your product. What does it mean? For example, you have a nice project, but you get stuck somewhere. Okay, you need to have somebody else to assist. You can share that product. You can share that product for 1 day, for 1 week, 2 days, a month, or forever. So very convenient to share your product when you need to have help from somebody else. Okay. Well, pre-sale configuration for projects. Again, the boom name, like BOM. Here you have it. You can create your own projects and offers for your clients. You can calculate how many computers, how many wires, access points, which kind of scenario is it. But we will talk about it later on. In the dashboard of the cloud application that you can access via your mobile device or on your Internet Explorer, you can see the statistics, the traffic, view the complete setup that you have. You can set up alarms, so you can read your alarms, your notifications, over the year firmware updates, zero touch provisioning. Well, again, the app is free with cloud access. You can see the complete the topology, what they're selling, configurable alarms and notifications. Install and configure only with your smartphone is possible, right? And some troubleshooting tools. You can download it via the Google Play Store, the App Store, or the Huawei App Gallery Store. For one project, you can add up to 150 access points in 103 seconds. I see I forgot to translate some words, but anyway, I'm sorry for that one. Opportunities, okay? For the configuration tools, you have for the pre-sales tools, you have the product library in your application. You have the configurator that you can pull up and you can add your devices or your users or what kind of scenario it is. And you have also a power operated calculator. Commissioning in minutes with ASON, serial number and QR provisioning, remote configuration, cloud access, and a powerful application, right? Well, remote maintenance, you can see all the devices live, alarms and diagnostics, and one-click optimization, loop prevention, and remote reboot. And also you can reboot just one particular outlet for the PoE connections. For example, you have a camera that is malfunctioning or got frozen, you can turn off the PoE, the power over Ethernet, and then you can turn it up again so that the camera will be rebooted. Right? Let's go to the next slide. Portfolio. Okay, the router. Almost all the routers are having more than one point for your internet connection. Okay, so there's a balanced load. For example, you have two different kinds of internet connections. One, the main one, the other one is the backup, or two of them combined because you need to have the internet speed, right? It will balance the load, or it can also detect when one is having slow connection or slow performance, and it will switch the data to the other one. Okay. Access portal for businesses, hotels. You can create your own login page for guests to access the Wi-Fi access points. You can have a starting page on it. You can create a voucher with a login code, account, SMS, and even registrations. This is the most interesting part that I'm very thrilled about. Okay, cloud tunneling. What is cloud tunneling? Imagine you have an installation, you have a device that supports cloud tunneling. That could be a router, could be a wireless access point, and some of the high-end switches, manageable switches. Not all the manageable switches can have that option. Does have that option. So it's more like the high-end switches, manageable switches that have that option to create a tunnel. But even the cheaper models of the home routers, they have those options of creating a tunnel. Anyhow, what is a tunnel? How to create a tunnel? For example, you have an installation. This client doesn't want any port forwardings. Okay, and they have, for example, they have a video recorder, surveillance video recorder, and they have some issues, and they want you to have a look at it. And you think it's not hardware related, but software related, or some setup went wrong, or something else. You need to help them. So in this case, in general, those clients don't know how to do a port forwarding. Okay, but you would like to have access and you're far away from your client. So you can go in the application, you can set up a virtual tunnel. You get an IP address and a port. You type that into your browser and you're directly on that device. If you were in that local network, on that plant side of your client, right? So super easy, like this. So you go through the router of your internet provider, you go then later on through the router of Reyee, through any switch, could be any brand. Obviously it would be more nicer to have all the same brands. Then you can access your camera, your recorder, your printer, or a computer, or some other device that is connected on a local network, right? So, and this works, like I said, without opening a port, without public IP. And that's the nicest thing there is. You should try it, definitely. Smartphone bandwidth control, like it can detect if the device needs more bandwidth or less bandwidth, or the device is not that important. Continue. Okay. Here are the routers. So we have the base ones, the base professional ones. Okay, for the SOHO and the small business clients. 5 gigabit ports, one for your main internet connection, and one you can switch to a local or also another backup or a second internet connection. Up to 600 megabytes, up to 8 VPN tunnels. This device can function as a VPN server or a VPN client. Same is for that one. This one has 4 PoE ports, so power over internet. And that one has a wireless antennas as well with Wi-Fi 5. And can handle up to 60 Wi-Fi clients. Okay, so here we have the EG200 series that is up to 200 users. This one has the option to have to switch to or you can connect it to 4 internet connections to spread out your needs of internet speed. Has 10 gigabit ports, 10 ports of 1 gigabyte. Okay, sorry, it's like confusing, right? Again, up to 8 VPN tunnels and has 8 PoE ports. You can recognize that with the P at the end. And the other one is the same, but then without PoE ports. These are the enterprise routers from Reyee. They are manageable as well. Some have internal storage, etc. You can have them also with the PoE ports and with fiber optic for uplinks to your other routers or switches in your network. Now we're gonna check the switches. These are the base models. Those base models are from plastic with 5 ports, 8 ports, and gigabytes. So the 110, the 110, the 110, and 1000, and you have the 8 ports with the gigabytes. We have the ES switches, the unmanageable switches that are from metallic, different kind of setups, with PoE, without PoE. The ES 2000 series. Again, manageable switches from metal, very nice quality, with power over Ethernet and without power over Ethernet, with fiber optic connections, with this one, the 218 and the 226. Create virtual LAN with those switches. You can have the option to connect fiber optics, IGMP snooping, voice over virtual LAN, and DHCP snooping, and static prevention, ALC, LLDP. Okay, what's more interesting, snooping. What's snooping? That's those applications or devices that are being used by people that want to have access to the data of your clients. For example, DHCP snooping. If I enter a device that give DHCP addresses to have access or link their traffic to their router to steal their information. Those kind of options, you have to block the people that have bad intentions on your network. Okay. Here are higher end manageable switches, again with 8 ports, 24 ports, 8 port with power over Ethernet and 24 with power over Ethernet, and even higher end switches, nice for a rack solution, for a 19-inch rack, again with 24 ports, with fiber optics, without fiber optics, etc, etc, and they're all manageable, and also the option of power over Ethernet. Layer 3 capabilities, up to 500 static routers, DHCP server, and up to 2000 static ARPs. Okay. Here another overview of those products, or just simply go to our website, visiotechsecurity.com, and select the network access points. Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 is, well, pretty new, I think 2 or 3 years. It's faster than 2.4 and 5, obviously. Combined, what are the benefits of Wi-Fi 6? No, it's 4 times faster, increased performance with double antennas, or even with 4 antennas. Overall performance increased by 40%, energy consumption reduced by 70%, with target wait time, and etc, etc. Roaming, layer 3 roaming. So you have different access points. We all know, just like your mobile cell phone, you go from one to the other, and automatically it will change over without you selecting a new access point name, or selecting or registering again to a different access point. These are the wireless access points. The first two has 2x2 antennas and is Wi-Fi 5, also 2.4, right? And the last two has also the opportunity to have, or is suitable for Wi-Fi 6, and has also dual antennas. works with power over Ethernet. So just one cable from your power over Ethernet switch, you can connect the access point. Wall outlet access points with Wi-Fi 6 and one with also 4 Ethernet ports. Outdoor antennas with Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 5. Mesh routers for in your home. We have the 4 models with Wi-Fi 5 and 6, 2 of them Wi-Fi 5 and 2 of Wi-Fi 6. By the way, just to get something clear, if there's Wi-Fi 6, there's also Wi-Fi 4 and 2.4. The same for Wi-Fi 5. When there's Wi-Fi 5, there's also Wi-Fi 2.4. Just to get to clear some things or maybe upcoming questions. Okay, they're all clouds manageable. Even this cheap one, they can have. Then you can create tunnels to help your client on remote. Radio links. So let's say you need to have signal like up to 2 kilometers or 4 kilometers of range to some other location where there is no internet connection, or you want all those devices on the same network. Like you have a head office with some other buildings on the same property, or property like up to 5 kilometers of range. For example, farmers, they can have their main internet connection in their main building, but obviously they have also other buildings where they store stuff or where they need to have wireless access points. You can use these point-to-point or point-to-multipoint antennas up to 2 kilometers or up to 5 kilometers. Okay, these are the facts of the antennas, and this one for the 5 kilometer range. Little sample, 45 kilometers, 45 cameras at the maximum of 3 kilometers and 20 cameras of a maximum at 5 kilometers. That has to do obviously with the speed, with the decoding of the video signal transmission. The more efficient, the more cameras you can add, obviously. Okay, a nice overview with all the devices, routers, and access points, switches. Now it's time for a demo. No, before the demo, I want to show you the cheapest device that we have. Okay, from the Reyee products. Well, routers. Okay, has a wireless access point as well. Let me show you. Let me see. I think this will be good. I hope you can see it. Okay, so it has 5 antennas, very nice. As your internet connection and your local network connections. And this one can do tunneling as well. So around 30 euros, this model. And you can assist your clients from anywhere in the world via your phone app, or they can share their cloud with your cloud so that you can have access to these devices. You can create a tunnel for support on any device behind in this network. Okay? So let's continue. I wanted to show you a demo of the cloud app. Okay, let's move on. Right. Okay. So I am now logged in to the test account from us. So you can see here we do not have any alarms here. This is for from the support department. Everything is online, and you see that the location is here. what do we have here? We have one access point, we have two switches, and we have one gateway, and I see we have a wireless bridge as well. Now we are just in the dashboard, right? And here we can see an overview of the network. Depending on the network connection, this can take a little bit. And over here we see the overview of the products that we have in this network. Okay, so first we have the router. This is the 210 router. Remember, this is the one for 200 users. Okay, that doesn't mean you cannot add more devices, right? Okay, we have here a switch, a power over Ethernet switch, the 206. That means it's got 4 power over Ethernet connections and 2 uplinks. And you see in here also which ones are occupied and which ones are not occupied. Okay, we have on port 4 the wireless access point connected. Okay, port 1 and 2, there are cameras connected. And here we have also one camera connected. Right, those are all devices that are recognized by the devices. In here we have alarm. Okay, there's one minor alarm, I'm sorry. Network activity, Wi-Fi traffic. Here we can create a voucher. Here the access points. We see that we have here one access point. If we want to see this access point, we have it here, right? With this access point, we can create a tunnel. So we can directly connect to a device in the network. So if I click on here and I select eWeb. eWeb is to connect directly into the web interface of the device. Now in this case, that will be the web interface of the wireless access point. If we click custom, we can select an IP address. Let's see if this one, I don't know what this one is. I hope it's a camera. Okay. We select the port number. For example, if you want to, if this is a camera of Sapphire, then if you want to have it via the Sapphire control center, you obviously put in port 8000, or if you have a device, some devices work with port 8080, like a NAS server, for example. Those web interfaces sometimes needs to use port 8080. Okay. Anyhow, so we create a tunnel. This takes sometimes a minute. You click on refresh and you see it's still creating. Now you see that it's created. On the same moment, we can disable it. Okay. If you do nothing, after some time, it will be disabled. So if you click go, you see here the temporary IP address. Okay. You see? So here we are in a camera of Sapphire. So there is no port forwarding at all. Okay. We just go directly. We created directly a tunnel via a wireless access point. So we did not even use the router in this case. Okay. So I will disable. Now the tunnel is gone. There's no more tunnel. Nobody can access this one again unless I recreate it, and then it will be active again. You see here also the history of the demonstrations that my colleagues gave before. Okay, let's close this. Remember, this is an access point. This is not even the router. Let's go to the router. It's called here the gateway. And if I click on this one, okay. You see here config, and here you can create also directly a tunnel. But the same options over here. eWeb, that will directly give you access to the web interface of this router, right? Well, no need to demonstrate this, I think. So let's see if we have a home router. I don't think so. No. Access points. Let's show the eWeb. This is creating again a tunnel to access the or the web interface. So in here we have the access points. Sorry, need to select Wi-Fi. Here we have the Wi-Fi name, guest Wi-Fi, obviously with the password, clients. Let me see if there's some people connected. No. Blacklist, whitelist, radio efficiency. You can select the country. LAN ports. So some of those, the access point has the input and also an output for another connection. You can manage the LED status on or off. In this case, it's on. You can say it's off. Save. So now the green light will be off. So this part is of the access point. Gateway. Home router we do not have. Do we have bridges here? We have two bridges here connected. Same story. You can see if we have cameras connected. Do we have a recorder connected? No, unfortunately not. But you can add, add recorders if you would like to. Remember the configurator, how to build your product. I wanted to show you guys the video how to create a project in minutes, right? This is a short demo how to create that one. And I would say, I would recommend spend 30 euros, buy this model. The model number is RG-EW1200. Get started today, order this one, just to have a look around. I see the orders coming in from Paul and or your other salesperson. And well, see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to know more about our security products, subscribe to the Visiotech channel and activate the notifications to always stay updated on the latest videos.